Hello and welcome to the Seahawkers podcast. I'm Brandon Schultz. The last few days we've heard from all over the facility at the Seahawks press conferences. But let's begin today with Colby Parkinson, who spoke about why Shane Waldron's offense is friendly to tight ends.
Yeah, I think the stuff that Shane has tried to implement has been really tight end friendly. I think a lot of quick game stuff really lends a hand to the tight ends. You know, trying to be efficient on first and second down, make sure that we're getting the ball out fast. And, you know, with three guys that can catch the ball really well, should bode well for us this year.
Unlike Colby, linebacker Cody Barton is in a new system on his side of the ball this year.
I would say the difference is, and I can speak for just the defensive side, obviously. I would say feel-wise, you know, there's an energy about this team. I'm sure you guys have heard it already. The energy throughout the team, and especially on the defense, is just different. Guys are excited. Guys are hungry. And we just want to compete and go out there and just, you know, prove ourselves.
In this new system, Cody Barton is shaping up to take on a bigger role. Here's how he prepared this offseason.
I would say in the offseason, more preparation on my body, being now I'm not just doing special teams. Now I'm doing defense as well, you know. So I got to prepare my body to handle both special teams and defense throughout the whole season. Mentally, preparation has been just a lot of studying, obviously, the new defense, you know, learning the new defense. So I'd say the biggest thing is for mentally just a ton of studying.
Alongside Barton in the linebacker spot is Jordan Brooks.
You know, he stepped up in a huge way. He's you know, developing into a great leader. And, you know, it's cool to see his growth because I remember when he first came in as a rookie, he wasn't all talkative, but now to see him, how he's, you know, what he's grown into, it's awesome.
Joining the pair in the linebacker room is Nick Bellore.
Yeah, it's awesome to get these reps in at linebacker. Obviously, it's a new system, kind of taking some from the old and have new spins on things. So it's been fun because, you know, for the young guys, they've just been in one system. So it's good for them to learn something new. For me, I've kind of seen a variation of it before. So it's familiar to some extent. And I think the guys are doing a good job of, you know, picking it up. I just wasn't getting the ball enough, so I just told Pete, I want to play linebacker where I can do something more. But, they paid DK all the money, so I understand I'm not going to get the touches, so I figured it was time to move on.
Of course, Bellore also has a role to play on offense, blocking for running backs.
Rashad came back, great shape and ready to roll. And I hate giving Spartans a shout out, but Kenneth Walker's been unbelievable. Just the juice he brings and how explosive he is running the ball is amazing. And then DJ and Homer have done an amazing job. And, it's fun to see that group. Now being a linebacker, I hate to give them any credit at all, but they do an incredible job, and Coach Morton's done a great job with them. And they're running unbelievably well right now.
Truly a jack of all trades, Bellore is also a captain on special teams, where he expects rookie Tariq Woolen to have a big impact.
I don't know how tall he is, but you see him running down on Gunner, and, once we get him rolling on kickoff, it's going to be incredible to watch, I think.
In addition to doing it all on the field, Bellore also hosts a hit comedy show on the Seahawks YouTube channel.
Pretty soon here. It's tough to come up with material with, we have a pretty lackluster group of personalities, so I've got to bring it out of them. So I'm kind of eyeing targets. I have a couple ideas, but I'm not going to tip them off quite yet, but soon enough here, we'll have something for you guys.
And if you somehow haven't heard Bellore joke around before, here's what he had to say about some of the younger members of the team.
Yeah, I won't tolerate the video game talk, so that's a note. When they bring that up, I just walk away. You see guys with tattoos that, when I came into the league, it'd be established in 1983 or something, and now I'm seeing 2002. So that's annoying. And then I find myself saying it wasn't like this when I was younger, which is the ultimate, you're old. So I always say this, but I'm in the get off my lawn stage of my career where the guys annoy me and I couldn't really articulate why. They just do.
Meanwhile, before we get to Pete Carroll's comments, let's hear from defensive coach Sean Desai, who also spoke about cornerback Tariq Woolen.
We got Sid was out, so it's the next man up, and so he had an opportunity, and he did a good job with that opportunity. He's got to continue to keep growing and learning some of the details of our techniques and fundamentals that we're trying to teach, but he's in a good spot right now.
And now Desai's comments on fellow rookie corner Colby Bryant.
He's much similar to the other rookies right now. You know, they're right in the middle of camp, in the thick of it, where the volume starts adding up on some guys. You know, and he's done a great job preparing. But then, it's like I said, it's still about execution. And so his big focus is just to remain in the playbook and make sure that he's executing the techniques that we're kind of teaching him and tailoring to his skill set.
Last thing before we get to Pete, some have been wondering whether Desai will be on the field or in the booth this year.
Yeah, you know, I plan on going where Coach Hurt and Coach Carroll tell me to go during the season. So I think so. You know, I don't know if we'll test different combinations out and things like that. But for yesterday, I was upstairs. Now,
what you've all been waiting for, your daily update on the quarterback competition, starting with Pete Carroll's thoughts on Drew Lock.
He was on time, was quick with the football, made good decisions with it. He unfortunately missed the chance on the ball down the middle late in the game. That would have made a nice little top into the day's work. But he was really comfortable and poised. He was good at it. Yeah, I think it was his most solid performance. You know, he's had really good days too, but I think that was the best one under the circumstances. He went with the ones and the twos, you know, and all of that. And he did, I really liked his poise, you know, and his comfort in the pocket, handling stuff, adjustments, calls that he had to make at line of scrimmage, all of that he handled very well. He's not out of whack at all on anything. He's not. He had a forced ball in the first day of practice out here, and he hasn't had one like that since. It was a really terrible decision, and it gave us a great opportunity to kind of, you know, set the groundwork and for mentality and approach and how we do stuff. And he's been really clean for the most part. He hasn't thrown very many bad balls in this camp.
Next up, Geno Smith.
Yeah, he's still doing it. You know, Geno had played well too and was really solid. He really started well. He had a couple great drives off the bat, took us down the field and all. In the second half, we weren't quite as clean with the stuff we were doing, a little raggedy at the line of scrimmage, and it showed a little bit. But he had a really good start and a good showing for it. He's still going with the ones that, yeah, he's going to start the game this weekend, and he's ready to go. Had a very solid day today. Now he made some big throws today.
Along with the two quarterbacks, Carroll paid special attention to the tape Charles Cross and Abe Lucas recorded at the mock game.
They have everything ahead of them, and they're not. It's not scary putting them out there. They're comfortable. They're poised athletes. You can see them in the run game and the pass game, ability to adjust and to move, to return to balance, which is what a big concept for linemen. They'll be able, when they get out of whack, and they get back on track. And both guys can do that because they're really good athletes. I don't see anything holding those guys back other than just the time, you know, and the experience. And they got good guys they're battling against too. But nothing but positives right now, and they're going to get a lot of playtime this weekend.
Carroll also praised another offensive lineman fighting for a starting job.
Phil can start. He plays like a starter. He looks like a starter out there, and he's pushing Gabe. He really is. He's our guy that's swinging right and left side right now. If he had to start for either guy, I would feel absolutely comfortable. He's made great strides. He's really physical. He moves well enough. He's a smart kid. He really cares. You can count on him. No, I feel like we got three starting guards right now that really we could play and be fine with.
Wide receiver Marquis Goodwin has also impressed.
He's really been one of the real highlights of camp. You know, his speed shows up all the time. His consistency as a route runner. He's also he adds a lot just in his makeup as a guy in the room with the other younger players. Got leadership qualities about him. You know, that because he does stuff right all the time, and he's really disciplined about the things he's doing. That was a great grab today, but he's been really steady, been very productive.
On the other side of the ball, Pete has been impressed with safety Josh Jones.
Yeah, he's had a very, very obvious camp. I mean, he's made plays in the running game and in the passing game. He's probably got more picks than anybody. He's playing all of the spots. You know, we're able to put him all over the place, and he's shown learning ability fine. I mean, he's kind of like he's almost a reborn football player to me. You know, he had some issues over the years that things didn't work out. Not serious issues, but stuff that it just didn't work in the places he was at. And when he came here, we gave him a clean slate and said, let's start all over. I don't care what's happened before. We're starting all over. You got a fresh start here, and let's go. And you know, I think he was a second-round pick. Is that right? You know, and he's really fast. He's 200 and almost 18, 20 pounds, something like that. And he's made hits. He's made plays on the ball. He's fit in the running game. He's covered guys. So he's been really important. It's been a big opportunity for him with Ryan Neal not out there, and he's taken advantage of that.
Elsewhere in the secondary, Kobe Bryant got a shot at the nickel position.
Well, this was a thought we had before. He's such a well-rounded football player. The playmaking ability has really shown up. There might be some opportunities for him to do more things and, be more available to make plays. So I just wanted to kind of, we've talked to him about it. He's been training not on the field, but off the field, knowing that this was coming. And so this was the right time to do it. And we're a little bit lower in the corner spot, with Johnny Reed out too right now. And so I don't know if we'll be able to enjoy him being in there as much but we want to. And I think it's going to be a really interesting experiment for us.
All right, to make things easier here, I'm just going to say a player's name, then we're going to hear the injury update from Pete. Starting on the defensive side of the ball, we have cornerback Artie Burns.
He tweaked his groin today, unfortunately, in the one-on-ones. I don't know what that means at this point, but he felt it, and so we had to get him out of there.
Cornerback Sidney Jones.
Yeah, I need to hear more in the next 2 days to see what's going on. He's feeling really good. I talked to him this morning, but I got to get the rebound of that from the docs. I haven't heard that today.
Safety Ryan Neal.
He sprained his ankle. He had a high ankle sprain. It seems like weeks ago now, but probably a week ago. So it's going to be a little bit. It's a pretty good ankle sprain.
Linebacker Jordan Brooks.
He's going through the walkthroughs, and he's running around at the walkthroughs, not ready yet to come back out on the practice field. But he's just not going to let this hold him back. He's just battling, and so I don't know exactly when. But he's getting all the work in the walkthroughs, which is really important, so he gets a ton of reps every day.
Defensive lineman L.J. Collier.
He's okay. Yeah, he sprained his elbow, and it's going to take him maybe even a couple days before. He might be able to get back this week. We'll see.
Rookie pass rusher Tariq Smith.
He aggravated the other side of his groin, or of his hip. He has one hip, and he aggravated the other side. So I can't tell you. It's not a good sign for him making progress right now. It's one thing or another. So when he was out here, he flashed really well. We really saw him. Everybody could, said, "Oh, look at this guy," and then we couldn't see him anymore, so we couldn't look at this guy.
And lastly, the only injury discussed on offense, wide receiver D. Eskridge.
He's getting really close. He's out here. We're doing a lot of stuff with him. We haven't hit top speed with him yet, so he's like 70%, throughout everything. So he can do a lot of work, but he just can't go full speed yet.
That's going to do it for the show. Thanks to Wilson Kahn for producing this episode. Follow him out on Twitter at Wilson_Kahn, CONN. Big game coming up on Saturday. We get to see our first preseason action from the Seahawks against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Going to be looking forward to that. Should have another press conference episode for you on the way before we get to the game. If you want to become a member of the flock, you can go to getintheflock.com. You can help support this show. Daily episodes coming at you. A big thanks to the entire team of folks that are helping to put these together. Also, be sure you are subscribed on YouTube, youtube.com/Seahawkers Podcast. So that way, when we go live, we should be going live after the game on Saturday. That way you can get notified and you can be a part of the chat as well, contribute. And we will look forward to seeing you there. Until next time, go Hawks.